If we keep holding on to yesterday, what are we going to be tomorrow? There is just one thing you need to do. Challenge yourself today. This was a quote said by the coach of the number 2 team in Haikyuu, Inarizaki, in episode 22 of season 4. More specifically, this was an interpretation of the team's motto, "We don't need the memories," and was used as a motivator piece for a pinch setter going in for the second time, because after the first time he went in for a safe serve, allowing Karasuno, our main team, to get a free point. This was basically the coach telling the player, don't hold back, don't worry about what you did, focus on what you can do now. Another version of this quote is an inner monologue where the two twins kind of simultaneously have, where they basically talk about being ranked 2nd or 3rd. They don't really remember, because it doesn't matter what they were yesterday. What matters is what they're going to be today. And this was actually when they did their minus tempo quick again, but in reverse. And it shocked everyone. And honestly, I think about these quotes a lot, or maybe it's better to say I think about this season a lot. Because if you're anything like me, you love shonen anime, mostly because of how hype it is, but more so because of how motivating it is. Seeing people push past their limits, keep training, and never giving up is something ever present in every shonen anime, and it's great. And while yes, I do think having stories with superhero-like characters is very interesting, like My Hero Academia, Naruto, or Dragon Ball, I feel as though more grounded stories hit a lot differently. And that's really why I love sports anime, and more specifically Haikyuu. Because you don't have characters flying around doing special moves, but these are just normal high school boys in a setting that could be played anywhere in the world. So yeah, none of the characters are flying around doing superhero stuff, they're just normal high schoolers. But there is one character who I feel exemplifies this model of pushing yourself, improving, and never giving up the most. And that is my GOAT, Ryu Tanaka. Now, as the story goes, when we get introduced to Ryu, he is a second year who's a little bit on the delinquent side. He's very brash and is basically the hype beast of the team. And other than some smaller moments showing his strong mental fortitude, we don't see anything really much that makes him stand out from the rest of his team. Overall, he's just a very strong character, but he's often outshined by other players on the team, like the ace Asahi, who is very strong, or our main character duo, Shoyo with his incredible athleticism, and Tobio with his ability to set the ball with perfect precision basically anywhere. And honestly, these points aren't really highlighted in the show at all because he's just overall very consistent, but I feel as though when they're fighting this number 2 team, it's exactly when this consistency shows its weakness for Ryu. See, while fighting this team, being consistent is proving to be his weakness, because not only are all of his spikes getting blocked, he is constantly being pressured by the enemy team's blockers, and the enemy team setter, Atsumu, is purposefully targeting him, knowing that he's the weaker link of the entire team. So when this next serve starts off, Karasuno isn't able to get a good return, so their middle blocker, K, has to be the one to serve. And while Ryu calls out for it because he is on the left side as a wing spiker, and usually when serves aren't good, they're known to go to the left side wing spiker, K purposefully ignores him and serves it to the ace, who barely makes it as a waterfall ball. This brings the score up to 26-25 in Karasuno's favor, but after being blocked and ignored by his teammate, it is shown that Ryu is struggling intensely. So, after this next serve and getting the ball up cleanly to their server Tobio, there is a slow motion sequence where we get to hear Ryu's inner thoughts. And this one sequence, is what solidified Ryu as my favorite character in the entire show, and why I think he truly exemplifies these quotes and mindsets. Essentially, he talks about how he's a normal human being in general, and how when he was younger and a kid, he thought he was a genius, and now not so much. And really, compared to everyone on his team, he's not like them in any regard. He doesn't have any special ability, he's not crazy athletic, he's not a superstar ace or super tall. And how about once in every 6 months, as he's going through this, he just nosedives into negativity. But then he asks himself, as an average person, does he really have the time to be looking down? Now, if you've actually watched this season, then you know that this quote is actually referring to something of a flashback that happened when he was a kid, and that's what the scene was exemplifying. But I feel as though it still truly shows and encapsulates these quotes that I was using earlier. It's wholly applicable because Ryu is built off of the mistakes he's made in past seasons and how he doesn't let that weigh him down. that he can't be afraid of the game, that he has to keep moving forward, that he has to do it until he can do it. And that's what the quote is saying. Don't hold back to what you did or were yesterday. You got to focus on what's forward, ahead of you. You can't give up. In fact, actually, after what he says to Kay after that set is the only way to go is go back up. You can't keep looking down. And even Kay says it's hard to do that. And yeah, it is. But his mindset there is what shows that quote is relevant to him as a character. Personally, I love characters like these. Characters who aren't the main ones, who are special, unique, or strong in any way, but the ones who are persistent, the ones who won't give up, the ones who know that they might be average, or even if they're not, but they can't give up. The only thing they can do is keep moving forward. And I'm sure many of us, I myself included, have had moments where we feel like we're average, we can't do anything, we're not as great as the people around us, or even other people we look up to. But really, what can we really do other than keep moving forward? Because like he said, do we really have the time to be looking down like that? And that's why I love the quote, because we have to keep pushing. I think it's very easy for a lot of us to get caught up in the negativity or regret of our actions. And sometimes we don't want to do anything. And it's okay to stumble and to stop for a bit. But really, I think we have to all understand that we have to keep moving forward no matter what, and we have to keep pushing. So, my friends, I will leave you with this once again. If we keep holding on to yesterday, what are we going to be tomorrow? There is just one thing you need to do. Challenge yourself today. Thanks for watching.